Dr. Wrigley, so you're passionate about bringing women back to hormonal balance. What hormones are usually out of balance when it comes to women?
Well, that's a um there's so many of them, but if we look at, my main specialty or wheelhouse is really probably in working with the transition from perimenopause into menopause. And this is the area of life where women begin usually in their early 40s to be make the first kind of hormonal landscape change. I use that terminology a lot is because it's the landscape internally with the hormonal balance is changing in favor of the body not really wanting to reproduce anymore. It's really as simple as that. And there's nothing broken about this. It's not a disease or a dysfunction. It's just the way kind of the body carries out its natural process. And as the ovaries in a woman begin to get a little bit weaker in the early 40s, she stops producing as much of a particular hormone called progesterone. It will be the first one that begins to decline. And then later, estrogen will follow and testosterone will follow. And this can lead to complications with other hormones trying to step in to do the job of these ones that are declining, but they don't do it very well. So if you have an issue where cortisol levels from the adrenal glands are trying to make up for deficiency, cortisol can be a wonderful hormone in our body to keep us alive, but it also can be quite a problem if it's secreted over and over again, even at a low level. It's going to lead to problems with inflammation, and it's going to make it really, really difficult to lose weight, and can cause some problems with anxiety and some problems with sleeping well at night. And then there are the thyroid hormones that usually get involved in this transition from perimenopause through menopause, where the thyroid gland that sits in the base of your throat doesn't function as well as it once did. And that's all about your metabolism. So that's how well you get oxygen into your cells, that's how well you burn fat, mainly body fat for fuel, begins to get a little bit suppressed and the metabolism begins to run lower during this period of time. And because of that, um, two things will often happen. One is there's a whole set of signs and symptoms that women a lot of times will uh, come to me for, during that period of time. And it could be mood swings or insomnia or not enough energy or brain fog or water retention or, night sweats or hot flashes and all these types of things. Or they simply can be just the inability, they've insidiously gained a substantial amount of weight through this journey through perimenopause, and now they can't figure out the way to get it off because it doesn't work the way that it used to. It's the rules of the game have changed a little bit because of the hormone landscape changing, and what used to work well for a woman, whether it be just exercise more for a couple of weeks and cut back on some calories, she finds that no longer sufficiently gets any weight off of her at all. And it's because we have to kind of reformat what's going to work at this period of time, given the hormonal structure that's taking place within the body at that time. Because each one of these hormones has something to do with your metabolic effect, and if they're off, then trying to to get where you want to go as far as leanness is can become real difficult if we don't address uh, these hormones and how to get them back into balance.
So, Dr. Wrigley,
That's a lot of it's a lot to say that this is can be a very challenging time for a woman's life, going into her early to mid 40s all the way through her 50s and into menopause, can be a challenging time, or with the right education and sometimes the right coach, this can be pretty smooth, and it can be, a great kind of awakening time for a woman in her life, as to a whole new level of clarity and energy and creativity, as opposed to what often gets labeled as menopause is kind of like, life's kind of not going to be fun anymore. It doesn't have to be that way at all.